All right. A swimming pool can be emptied in 6 hours using a 10 horsepower pump along with a 6 horsepower pump. That means in 6 hours, if I have a swimming pool, I have one pump here that is emptying out water. And then I have another pump on the other side that is emptying out water. This is a 10 horsepower pump here, and this is a 6 horsepower pump. So pretty much they're working together, and it takes 6 hours to empty the entire pool with both the pumps. Now, our question is, okay, so it takes 5 more hours for the 6-hour horse pump more than the 10 horsepower pump to empty the pool just by working by itself. But our question is, how much time would it take for just this one guy to do it? So I like to think when I'm doing work problems is instead of thinking the total time plus the total time it takes this equals the total time here, because that doesn't make sense. Because if they're working together, it's going to make it smaller, not bigger. So I like to think of it in hours. In 1 hour, how much of the job will get done? So I'm going to call X, since I don't know what X is. X is going to be the time for the 10 horsepower pump. X is going to be the total time it takes for this guy to come out. In other words, this is pretty much what I'm solving for. And I'm going to call Y the time it takes for the 6 horsepower pump to do it. Now, I don't know what Y is, but eventually we'll find Y in terms of X. So in 1 hour, if it takes, let's say it takes a 10 horsepower pump, I don't know, 12 hours to do the job, in 1 hour it's going to be 1/12 of the job is going to get done. So in 1 hour, if it's X, 1/x of the job is going to be done. Now, the job that's going to be done in 1 hour of this guy is going to be 1/y of a job. And altogether in 1 hour, how much of the job will get done is going to be 1/6 of the job will get done, because in 6 hours, the whole job will be done. Hopefully that makes sense. We also know that Y takes 5 hours more than X. So in other words, it's going to be this. So we have 1 over X plus 1 over X plus 5 equals 1 over 6. Now, we have it set up. Now we got to finish it. So I'm going to multiply by my common denominator, which is 6x, x plus 5. And I'm going to do it to all of them. So I'm going to multiply this guy by this guy by this, and this guy by this. And if I reduce, I can get this goes away with this goes away with this goes away with this. So in the end, we end up getting 6x plus 30 plus, now this one's just 6x, equals x squared plus 5x. You combine like terms and subtract these guys over. So if I subtract 30 over to both sides, and I'm going to subtract 12x to both sides. That's because 6 and 6 is 12, so we subtract 12x. So we end up getting 0 equals x squared minus 7x minus 30. Now, if we factor this, two things that multiply negative 30, they give me negative 7. Well, we have 5 and 6. That's not going to give me 7. We can give 3 of these guys to this guy. That still won't work. No, 2 of these guys to this guy. So we have 10 and 3. So if I go negative 10 and positive 3, that'll work. So you have x minus 10 and x plus 3. So my answers are negative 3 and 10. But since we're dealing with the story problem, we might want to look at what we're trying to find. We're trying to find the time that it takes for this horsepower pump to empty the pool. -3 doesn't make sense because it's not going to take -3 hours. There's no such thing as negative time. So it's going to take 10 hours to do it.